Here.
I'll give you exact numbers when I do
Councilwoman
it.
Green,
Here. Here.
Councilwoman Gray,
Thank you.
Councilman Lepich,
Here.
Councilman Petty.
Here.
Okay, that's it. City Attorney Griffin.
Here. Okay, the first thing on the agenda is the opening prayer and pledge. I believe that Scott's gonna do the opening prayer tonight.
Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening to thank you for your goodness, to thank you for the gift of life. We thank you, Father, for all the bounty of this world that you've given us to enjoy. Father, we thank you for the grace that you have given to us. We don't deserve that grace, but you've given it to us, Father, where we accept you. And Father, as we come tonight, I pray for each and every one gathered here. I pray for their families, Father. I pray, Father, that for our community as a whole, that you would continue to watch out over us. And I pray, Father, that tonight your Spirit would settle upon this place and we would be able to speak with grace and wisdom and a recognition, Father, that we are all pulling in the same direction for the citizens of the town of Carthage. May you receive glory, Father, in how everything is conducted this evening. Father, be with those who have lost loved ones in recent days. There's been many in our community. And I pray, Father, that you would be with those who are sick this evening. There are many of those. And for those that are having anxious thoughts, for whatever reason, Father, I pray that you would bring comfort to them and help them to know that you are a sovereign God. And we pray this in Jesus' name. And all God's people said together, Amen.
Now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was waiting on you this.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from February 6, 2025. Got a motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Who motioned that?
Gail.
Thank you.
In consideration for invoices over $10,000.
So, it says one, pass it down. Just going to take one and pass it down. You will notice on the expenses over $10,000, everything is health insurance, TCRS. There's only one on the second page for the water sewer fund. You had already approved it, the PO. It's on the third page, if you will. And it is for the water line materials. You approved the bid last month, but our policy says you get to approve it 3 times. Once when we approve the budget, once when we accept the bid, and the third time is before we write the check if it exceeds presently $10,000. So that's it for this month.
No, we have there's another one that we have. It's, we hired a leak detection company because we were losing, Rusty, would you speak on how much gallons a day we were losing in leaks?
I may have told you this before, but anytime we get these single-digit temperatures and then we thaw out, we have line breaks throughout the town, sometimes in one area, sometimes in 20 areas. For the past several weeks, we have been losing about, on average, 230,000 gallons a day. So we were having trouble finding the leaks. So we hired a third-party leak detection firm that's experts in it, and I think Derek can tell you how they've already found some.
We found 5 leaks so far.
And then we think we've isolated.
We fixed 2 already.
Was that the one out on 25, or was that just something?
Yeah, that's those
Or not
first.
25, but, okay.
Turning Creek, North Main. So we went ahead and did that as an emergency because it's costing us money, a lot of money every day.
That's a 40%.
40% over normal, and the equipment that they have is quite expensive, or I would suggest that we do it ourselves, but I mean, one of their pieces of equipment is like $38,000, and it's not something that you would use all the time. So that's why we hired them. It's cheaper.
At some point,
We need to hire out some work because, you know, the sewer and water and street departments are taxed on time as it is.
Oh, I don't disagree, but I'm saying that the only reason we did that is because we couldn't do it ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked for like, what, a month?
Yeah.
About a month with our detector. and just-
The problem is, none of these leaks, the water was coming to the surface. It was hitting voids in the ground and it's just undetectable.
Okay, and that's it for the bills over 10,000. The next item on the, I need a motion to approve the expenditures over 10,000.
I'll make the motion.
Any discussion?
So this is just for this right here?
Yeah, the other
Okay.
bill's not on there, I was just giving you a heads
Okay.
up.
All right.
So that's just 10,000. Anything over 10,000, we should be notified on anything.
Yeah.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Wait, do roll call for this money.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gray,
Yes.
Okay, Councilman Ledford,
Yes.
Councilman Petty.
Yes.
Any opposed? No opposed. Next item on the agenda is citizens' concerns. Do we have anybody that wants to speak?
Yes, and thank you for that warm welcome, Mayor. I just wanted to point out something. I had a conversation with some folks over lunch the other day who all live here in Carthage, and we were just talking about our little city and how many people live here and all the great things we have here. So I want to share this with y'all. I'll just pass one down, please, and then I want to share it with everybody else who's here and with folks at home. So just some statistics from a database called Data USA from 2024. Our population here is 2,254. That's a little over 2,000 folks, our little town. We have a square mile of 2.9 square miles, which means that we can't go further in either direction than 1.1 miles, 1.7 miles. And our poverty rate here is 10.9%, so a large part of our population, or at least 10%, are below the poverty level. I just wanted to point this out because the conversation over lunch the other day was about the spending that we're doing here in our little town. Given our small population and the amount of money that we're spending, I just want to bring this to your attention because you, council, are the ones that control our spending. You control our laws, you hire and fire, you are our legislative branch. The good mayor here is here to chair your meeting, but it's up to you to decide how the money's spent, where it's spent, who we hire, who we fire, all of these decisions. So just please, I'm asking from all of us at the table the other day, please keep in mind we're a very small town here. Very small population, very small square mile. We serve people in a nice building that needs to be updated, or we need a newer building that's cost-effective, safe, healthy, energy efficient. But we don't need a Taj Mahal that costs millions of dollars that these folks don't even have the money to afford. We do need something, and we need something. We've needed it ever since the former administration was here, and we came up with two really wonderful buildings that would have worked, but they were shot down by the council at the time. So please keep in mind, these are the statistics for our little town. We are not a huge population. That's all I wanted to share with you. And thank you for taking consideration and for the good job you all do.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Now, everybody know that if you're a citizen and you speak in the back, once you sit down, you're not allowed to interrupt the meeting or speak at all again. Anyone else want to speak? Hang on before you do that. I need to add two items to the agenda. One is the mowing contract that we just closed out yesterday about 3 o'clock. We didn't get the chance to get on the agenda. And I also had both mowing, the cemetery and the city mowing. And I got approached this morning about 10 o'clock with another land option. So I'd like to add both those to the agenda.
Today.
Yes.
Tonight.
There's one motion.
Yeah, that need a second.
Second.
That's right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Good, David, thank you.
I don't know many of y'all, but I've mowed for the last 3 years, so I'm not really a talker. I like to mow grass. But anyways, I was kind of confused by the bid because it said for 6-month calendar year this year and 6-month next year, 12 months. So I put my bid in based on kind of what I've done for the past 3 years, and understanding that there's new laws in effect with spraying, where you can spray, can't spray. Pretty much everything in the city can't be sprayed now because it's a waterway or a erosion way or whatever. So my bid went up a little bit from the past 2 years just because increase in trimming, increase in all of that. You have to eliminate all that. But anyways, it said 2 years, 12 total months. But the beginning of it said from March to September. Well, that's 7 months. So I don't know if you divide my bid is for 7 months based on April 1st, October 31st that my previous contracts have been. And you're not going to mow much in March, and you're going to want to mow in October for Oktoberfest and all the things that are going on. You want the city to look real good. And in those 3 years, I've only had to mow one time in November, and that was this past year just because it was warm and grass was growing, so I mowed one time in November this past year. I think that I've done fairly well, but with that in mind, there's not anywhere, unless the city specifically tells me to spray, there's not anywhere that kind of law is going to allow spraying to be. You can't be with kids, can't be with animals, can't be close to water supply, can't be close to erosion areas, riverways, waterways, and all that. So pretty much every bit of the city is going to have to be mowed and trimmed. No spray to cut time and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, my total bid was $81,200, and that's for 7 months on both years. So that's pretty much $5,800, which if you get it down to if it is 6 months from March to September that you guys are wanting, then my bid is $34,800. So I just wanted to kind of explain my bid. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but I also took in consideration the added time of maintaining the new T-ball field, and then trying to clean up the area at Taco Bell, the rock area, and all that intersection. That's it. That's all included in here. But anyways, my time's up. Thank you for my time.
What's your name?
I'm Daniel Baines with Daniel's Lawn Care and Farms.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to speak during citizens' concerns? Okay, we have one who wants to speak. Anybody from the sheriff's department?
No, sir.
Council, we've been discussing the property behind Upper Ferry Road, and I understand there's been some people in town concerned whether or not I'm related to the owners of this property. So I asked some family friends whether I am or not, and I actually am. I did not know this until recently. So I have a handout for the council and the attorney. We'll take that and pass that down, please. Now for Danielle and Steve, it looks like you start at the top, 2 names down, William Edward Meyer. This would have been my great-great-grandfather owned the land we're discussing. At that point, it split to the Penland family. It gets a little complicated, but if you go all the way down, I've got the family names, it looks like, to the best of my knowledge, I took help from John Wagner on this, so I would be 4th cousins of the current landowners, or 3rd cousins once removed. So I just wanted to publicly disclose that, make sure the attorney sees, to decide if that's a conflict of interest or not. I didn't think so, but you know, people in town are, you know, doing their thing, so I just wanted to publicly acknowledge that. I did my research and I learned something, so very good. That's all I have.
Is that it for citizens' concerns? Okay, the next thing on the agenda is my report. I already added the mowing contracts and the other land option that we've got today. I don't have anything else that's pressing at the moment that I can recall. We do have to replace a wheel on our rock saw for the roads. We talked to the manufacturer, it's about a 50-50 shot that it's their fault and our fault, so we're gonna save a little money there. The wheel itself costs $4,100. And they started on smotherment already. They've got, how far did y'all get cut today?
Say about 200 foot.
200 foot, and they went back to the old saws, the hand saws, and went out there and cut the road. So we're gonna crank it on that. Hull is completely done. Everything is redone. We're gonna check on the sewer on the one side, and not, maybe the first thing we bid out to pave, and that'll be pretty soon. We'll get that paved, and then when smotherman gets done, we'll pave that and just keep moving down the line. Scott said he wanted to go over why we picked these streets. It's just the worst to first thing. We went from the worst water lines and sewer lines to the best, and we put it in that order. That's the only way we picked those roads. It wasn't,
And that came from our engineering.
and that was the engineering staff that, hey, you need to fix these first, then these, and these, and these. We did also get, the contract on the $2.7 million for the sewer lines. Once we spend that money, we're done. We can't spend any more money out of our water sewer fund. We don't have the capability of borrowing any more money. We maxed it out. Not only that, y'all remember that resolution y'all signed that we had to raise the water rates increase in the next 5 years up to a certain percentage to make this work. So I just wanted to remind you that it's time to start thinking ahead for that. But
Don't you think, I mean, how much difference was it gonna be for us to hire somebody to come in here and put the water lines in versus our people?
oh my gosh, what'd you save on whole? 100 or 200 and some thousand, Scott? Derek? Theirs was 375,000 and it cost us $84 square foot at about 116,000.
That's not counting for what all we're buying as far, and then a new
Oh,
hiree.
no, that counts everything.
That's new hire.
It counts labor, benefits, and material,
Even down to the gas.
even down to the gas that we use to run the saws with. We wanted to give y'all an accurate number of what it's costing the city to do as opposed to hiring someone to do it. I mean, we were talking about $375 a foot as opposed to $84 a foot. It's millions of dollars in savings.
How much did you,
Go ahead.
how much did you say it cost for,
The contractor?
yeah,
Anywhere from $375, depending on, I mean, it depends on when you bid it, actually. Right now, the going rate's $375. Next week, it could be $450. You just never know with the price of pipe and stuff.
and it cost, and we're doing it for
$84
$84
a square foot. We're saving our citizens a lot of money in the water sewer fund.
Well, it depends on how long it takes us to put the water lines in too.
Not really, because if you have a contract with a contractor, you give them 8 months to do it anyway. Because they won't do it for less, because they're not gonna, because we can fine them for every day they don't fulfill the contract. We did Hull in less than 6 months. We're gonna do some other men probably within 3 months.
But they could have done the whole job in 8 months, all the streets in 8
Oh,
months?
no, that's just one, that's just one.
That's one street.
Each contract is bid out that way, they get a time period to finish it. And they're not gonna say, okay, well, we'll get it done in 2 months, and then it rains for 3 weeks straight, and they can't work for 3 weeks, because then when the third month's up and they're not done, we can charge them for not being done with the contract. So it's like an 8 month thing, is it 8 month normal, or is it?
I don't remember, but.
It's somewhere in that figure, so we're not behind them at all.
So you actually think that we are saving money by using our own people?
Well, that's not a thing, I know, we put the pencil to it, and we don't have the money to pay for contractors. I mean, we contracted the sewer out because we don't have the equipment to do the pipe bursting, which is cheaper. They send it through the original pipe and it breaks the old pipe out, and we got a new line pipe there. We don't have the machine for that. But we've got that contracted, and we're gonna, y'all see, we'll bid it out here pretty soon, and then they'll do that. And that's for 3 streets, I think.
Did we have an issue with the contracting out this work, being an insurance liability or something that they wouldn't accept? So
Yes.
that kind of took it off the table is the way I understood it.
What happened is our engineers put a contract in. And like all contracts, I send them to the attorney, because the attorney's got the legal knowledge of the contracts. there's a provision in there, they were putting in all their contracts that the city would be liable for everything. Pretty much. And our insurance said, no, you know, we're not gonna cover you, we're not taking it, we're not accepting this.
So we couldn't have even taken the bid even if we wanted to, our only option
Now,
is what we're
but
doing.
now we have a new engineer that has agreed, and we've got a contract, so we've got one that will do it now, but it took a long time to find one. But obviously, there's never been a contract sent to an attorney to look at, because we're on the hook for every work that's been done by every contractor that signed a contract to the city. That's a lot of money.
Mhm.
I've had some people ask me, and I know that once you fill in the hose where they put the water lines in, that you put the gravel in there for it to settle.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, can you not still keep putting a little bit more in, so when you run over it, you're not just going like this?
Yeah, that's fine, you just, we'll put gravel, we gotta keep gravel up here for that reason.
Well, on hold, it needs to be a little bit
Okay.
more. I think
Mhm.
right there, they said right beside of, well, I guess,
What, can you do, when you get that information, you can call down here and we can send them out there to do it right then.
okay.
So, I mean, as soon as you get it, we can get it taken care of, it's not a problem. We have the materials for it, we want people to
Just at
call.
least keep it
Yeah,
up, because
I-
they know that it's gotta settle, but just to keep it up to the pavement.
No, I
So
agree.
they don't drag out.
I agree.
Yeah, they're all
Okay.
private.
We just had that conversation in planning, cause Woody said he was glad we went and,
Do I know?
we just had that conversation in planning, cause Woody was thanking us for putting gravel on Hull, where he lives on Hull. Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions? We are on the departments and committee reports. Who wants to go first tonight? Steve Key.
First of all, I'd like to introduce y'all to Stephen Wills, for the ones that don't know him. He is your future wastewater plant. Had to bring in somebody but younger, Ricky and I was getting we're tickled to have him. He's already got his 3 certification in wastewater, he's got his 2 certification in collections. He brought the skills as far as equipment operating, fabricating. With that being said, I know some of the new council may not know, but this summer we got in TAUD magazine for some projects we were working on, trying to be cost effective, getting rid of our biosolids. Today, Stephen and I went to Knoxville to a technology conference. They wanted us to come up and do a presentation on what we've accomplished down there. After sitting in traffic for 2 hours at 5 o'clock this morning, we were late for the conference, but they let us at 1 o'clock today. We still got to do it. I plan on maybe tomorrow sending it to all the council and the mayor and people, I bet on a flash drive. I'm just gonna kind of send you the presentation we did up there today. Other than that, we appreciate all y'all do for us, and we just keep trying to make it better.
And just for information, he's not a new employee. He's been with the city
Right.
3 years now.
3 years.
2 years at the.
I didn't want to say that we hired someone and just snuck him in on y'all. We didn't.
But we got, the town of Carthage could use a lot of Stephen Wills. Very good.
That's good.
I would agree.
Take lunch. Where else to go?
Rest of the year right next, might as well go ahead and go.
I think I've got some stuff coming up a little later, other than the water loss that we just touched on earlier.
So you want to wait till that comes up to talk?
Well, there's nothing major other than that.
Right. Okay. Derek?
I don't have anything extra to report on. You got hit on Hull Avenue and Smotherman and the water loss, unless somebody's got more questions.
Roger?
No, we don't have anything new at this time, except, we're trying to get the T-ball park ready to go for Saturday. So,
And we're getting in 100 bags of the real red clay. We'll put down tomorrow and we'll rake it out. It'll look really nice for the kids. I mean, we did that whole project for under $3,000. I mean, a whole brand new ball field and everything. And it's got, we actually put a fence out there for them too, a temporary fence that we can take down during football season and we put it back up during baseball season. So they actually have a baseball field now.
That's
Instead of an open pasture to play ball in.
Watching the little ones play that.
Got new benches in the dugouts, got new shading on the back of the dugouts, because before it was just open fencing and you get a 6-year-old kid sitting there baking, they're not gonna, they're just done. So we've done a lot of things for the children, the pool and everything, but,
Did they
Y'all do anything with the old building for the bathrooms and all that is?
We have not done anything with that yet.
Okay.
We are,
Is that something in the future maybe?
well, yeah, we definitely wanna do something, but that's gonna come from, y'all gotta say, hey, this is what we want down there, cause I can come up with all kinds of ideas. There's an item on the agenda tonight about putting bathrooms at the dog park. I mean, we can come up with all kinds of ideas, but I want you guys to get involved and say, okay, you know, we're spending so much money, well, y'all come to us and say, hey, this is where we're spending the money, we don't wanna spend it here. But we are not spending too much money, because we are right now at $5.3 million in the budget. When I got here, it's 5.4.
Yeah, we're not broke.
No, we got over $2 million worth of equipment out of that, so I don't know where we're spending money, but it seems like we're saving a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to see that look a little bit better right there,
What?
the bathroom area.
Yeah,
the park.
it needs to be, I mean, the poles are been up front. I mean, I would like to put,
What would you like for it to look like?
That's
What would you want?
that's what we're
Just
asking, what do you
something
guys
nice.
want?
I mean, you know, just something nice.
Do you wanna tear it down and rebuild? Or do you wanna remodel those? We've just got done painting them and cleaning them
Put
and
heaters in them.
put heaters in them and everything. We just did all that.
They done. Okay.
But here's one thing about those down there, and I hate to say this, but they always get tore up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no, I mean, we had the police lock them at a certain time, we open them in the morning, but they always get tore up, because I don't know why people have to go in the bathroom and stick sticks in a heater, but they do. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be happy to do whatever y'all wanna do, I mean, it needs a facelift.
That's something we need to think about, y'all.
Cameras?
For a
We got
kid.
cameras down there now, yeah.
Yeah.
So at least we got that protection.
We painted all the buildings down there last year. So it looks good. I'd like to see the scoreboard area fixed up, because it's just an empty hole, so we can make it into a real scoreboard, that'd be great. Building's there, all we gotta do is do the interior of it, it shouldn't be that much money, but, I mean, that's what stuff I want y'all to come up with, ideas on how to make the city better, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for politics, I don't care about politics, I care about, what I told these people when I ran for mayor, I'm gonna make the city better, and that's what I'm doing. If it makes people mad, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do what's right for everybody. I'm not gonna do what's right for the 3 people that come in and complain all the time, I'm gonna do right for the 2,400 people that live here.
That's what we're here for what y'all want.
Yeah, that's-
You know.
And then y'all got ideas, I
Don't tell us
guarantee.
We don't know.
Well, I hadn't thought about that. I mean, my kids are old now.
Hopefully not playing T-ball.
No, but I got grandchildren. going.
Okay, Rich, you ready to go?
Sure. So, everything's been pretty good so far this month, guys. I don't have anything really new. I think I have one thing on the agenda for a little bit later. We have a new hire recommendation, but other than that, if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them if I can. All right. Thank y'all.
Chief, you got anything?
You will notice an ad coming up in the paper next couple of weeks for structural PPE, personal protective equipment, turnout gear, bunker gear, what we wear inside burning buildings. There's a national standard, National Fire Protection Association says we have to replace that every 10 years. We used to do it all at once and it's a fortune. So we've broken it out now where we try to buy it as needed. So when you see that, don't think we're adding something, I'm just replacing, my gear's 22 years old, I'm 12 years past.
It's the outdated and unserviceable.
Yes, so when you see that, just don't be shocked when you see that. And it's expensive, I can't help that. Other than that, just ordinary business for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Scott or Cindy, you're up.
I'd ask you to go to your financial report. Provide to you. To reiterate the key financial metrics at the end of February. General fund cash at February 28th was $4,988,312. We're at $5,063,000 now today. And I do expect, depending on what the council does tonight, we'll have revenues over expenditures for the year, but that could change based on a number of factors, but that's where we're at in general fund. Street aid cash, $270,032. That's where we will fund Hall Avenue, that's where we'll fund Smotherman, that's where we'll fund Carmack, And we'll get that done. Water sewer fund cash, $2,560,676 is how much cash we have. Our debt at February 28th is $1,609,797. It goes down by about $10,935 a month. Okay. Last month, someone asked me, well, we do this state revolving fund loan for the clean water lines, the inflow and infiltration, okay, which we hope to start in June. Once we get that loan on the books, what would be our water and sewer fund debt service ratio? Our goal is 1.5 to 1. Right now, without that loan, it's 3.2 to 1. Once we get that loan booked, every year we'll pay out an additional $140,000 of cash for principal, interest, and administrative fee. So that ratio, once we get this clean water loan done, probably in 14 months or so, our ratio will be 1.62, which our goal is 1.5. So what we're saying, what the mayor's saying to you is when it comes to the drinking water, we'll have to do that a little bit more conservatively than what we had hoped to do. So there's that. Okay, there was a question about Hull Avenue. We applied cost accounting, which I confirmed with Ernst & Young, big four accounting firm in the world, because they're the ones that are looking over the State Water Infrastructure Grant, where we will be submitting our wages, salaries for Smotherman, Carmack. So we're using their format. I went a little bit further, included depreciation, allocation, coming up with what does it cost us to put it in per square foot. It come out to be $84.72 on the whole avenue. The lowest bid was $375. The next one that we had to do the same work for Smotherman and all, their hourly rate wound up being $450. So it's not close, but there are risks always if you do it yourself. But it appears to me we're doing fine with where we're going. But I'm more than willing to go over every line item with how that cost accounting come together. We didn't just reach up and grab a hold of something. We used calculations that we will use to submit for reimbursement too.
Let me say one thing, Scott. This particular thing on the water lines, we're using ARP money, which is $687,000. That's money that was given to us by the federal government. So it's not coming out of our, per se, daily expenses. It's already set aside for that. So we're hoping to get, I'm pretty optimistic, about 3 of those roads done for less than what it would take to get one done by a contractor. So there's enough money there. There's a bid on here where we bid on all the pipe already, and we're in really good shape as far as that goes.
Okay.
It's gonna save us a lot of money.
And the wages.
The way we can bill back for the wages,
How's that?
because it's called in-kind labor. We're doing it, so we bill the federal government. They don't give you exactly everything. They give you a portion of that back, but they pay us back for that. So if we pay somebody $50,000 a year, they may give us $30,000 out of that ARP money to use towards his wages. Yeah, I mean, we've worked this thing to the bone.
And the plan will work. I've checked multiple times. I've got it in writing. This is how we're going to do it. We're not the first ones to ever do it. Lebanon does it. All kinds of municipalities do it. But we don't have the capacity to do sewer lines. We don't have the tools nor the knowledge to do the sewer lines.
The only one aspect of that pipe burst.
Yeah, the CIPP, construction in place, something. In any case, Derek can tell you about that. So we'll get the clean water as far as we can go for the inflow and infiltration with the loan that we have. At that point in time, we'll be pretty well extended as far as how much debt we want to take on. Okay, to be conservative. I don't want to ever get down to a 1-to-1 ratio. It's too tight for the town, in my opinion. Okay. The next item that I wanted to show you is on page 11. And you should have a circle down there at the end of February in the general fund. Revenues exceeded expenses by $27,315. We still have $75,000 of property taxes that haven't come in for the current year. We still have $120,000 of excise tax that we haven't received any yet and won't until April. So if you go back and look at the audit reports for multiple years, we ran excesses of $200,000 to $380,000 a year of revenues over expenses. Okay, we've increased the capital assets to where you're not. Go look at the truck. It's all that pictures worth a million words. The guys have got the equipment that they've needed to do the job. Okay, and still we're in good shape. But that is my professional opinion, and we all have opinions, but I'm willing to back up anything that I've got there.
Scott, it's the tax, yeah, just went blank up here. Well, never
Property
mind.
tax.
Yeah, are they done really good about collecting old property tax?
Yes, Miss Jessie Goad has done a
Jessie.
tremendous job.
Okay.
Come the end of March, whatever we haven't collected, we're going to get with Andre right off the bat. He's going to give us a letter within a week, and we'll get that to Miss Jessie Goad, and she's going to start collecting on what hasn't been paid.
Okay. I've heard that she's doing really well with
She
it.
is doing a really great job. So if you see her, we sent her some flowers just to say thank you on behalf of the town of Carthage. So, questions of me? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Okay, first item on the agenda under unfinished business is consideration of offer of purchase of 3 acres of land on Sunny Hill Lane. As I said earlier, I was approached today by another person that has 7 acres of land they want to sell. I asked if we could buy just 3, they said no, they wanted to sell 7. It's off the bypass right next to Walmart. The majority, there's a picture of the land, the majority of it's in the 500-year floodplain. We have a new engineer, we got on the phone with the engineer, and he said he'd be willing to talk to y'all. There's no problem building there. FEMA regulations, Daniel says we meet all those, there's not gonna be any arguments from them, we can build there.
This is the 500
Yeah,
years.
which is the
Yeah.
best portion of.
And that's
Woodland you wanna
actually
be
10
in.
acres there, we're gonna take the one closest to Walmart side because it's got the highest land and the best amount of property.
For
I'm not saying we're gonna
development.
take it, but if y'all, no, the side, it's got the best property to
Develop.
build the city hall on, because it's already higher than the other one.
Most of this right here is the 500-year floodplain.
Okay.
You get closer to floodway and AE
Goes
down,
drops.
but
Okay.
there's a lot of development.
Yes, that's Walmart. And we also
Land
have the 3 acres that they want $525,000 for.
What do they want for this 7 acres?
$700,000 an acre.
Yeah.
So 700,000.
Or we could get it for $21,000 an acre if you wanna buy 97 acres.
Okay, so 700,000 per acre. Is that what you said?
100,000 per acre at 7 acres.
700,000.
Yes.
Acres for 700,000, okay.
And one thing that I look at, I think to me, that's a better option, it's cheaper land, plus we have room for expansion. If we had to put a new sewer plant in, we have some sort of places to go. They don't make land anymore. If we don't buy some land, we're gonna be stuck.
Did you say there's more acre?
Yeah, there's
Did
a
I
lot.
hear that?
Yeah,
Is
we could buy up to 97 acres.
Now, in
No.
saying that, just
Yes,
saying, please, nobody take this wrong. If we bought all of it, could we sell it if we wanted to as a city?
Yeah, you could
yeah, you
declare
can surplus it and sell it, yeah.
Okay.
How
I
much
didn't
for
know.
all 97 acres?
2 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
It makes it up
Yeah.
to $21,000 per acre. I mean, we could put a park down there, new sewer, 97 acres, you can,
Don't they, would we inherit this is just of course what ifs, would we inherit the current leases they have on?
We'd have to, yeah.
Do we know what that annual lease would gross for
No
us?
idea, I didn't, because I wasn't even thinking about presenting the 97 acres to y'all. But, I mean, that's easily found out, we can find that out. They got one section, we ran a section of it for dumping our sludge, and then the sod farm, Taylor Sod Farm rents the others, I think it's Taylor Sod Farms to do it, so. And not, if we decided to go that way, and we don't have to develop it all at one time. This doesn't have to be done overnight, I mean, we can,
I don't know, what do you?
How much was the 3 acres?
525.
520.
Now that's just, okay, now let me tell you, that's just asking price. I have not negotiated or tried to cut it down because I don't know how much y'all are willing to spend.
So 700 for 7, and then 525 for 3.
Yes, and according to the engineer, it's cheaper to bring in dirt than it is to knock down trees in a mountaintop.
Cheaper to bring.
We could save ultimately, he said, more than likely we'll save the 200,000 by just building it without having to do the construction side of it. Cause it's all flat, and it's all, we have to just haul in dirt and build it up above the floodplain.
So would we call this 3 options now instead of 1?
Well, we have, I mean,
We have 3 offers to buy land now.
well, no, we took the one, the first one's off, we took off the board, the one that we put at the beginning.
He
That one.
means the 97 or the 7.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, you mean that, okay, I thought you meant the other one. We actually have 4 options if you wanna use them.
What's that for?
The first one we brought out for the 1.6 acres for 350.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying, it's just, it's all there.
Okay. Okay.
But I do wanna say this, if we're not gonna spend the citizens' money on services for the citizens, we need to give it back to them. We don't need to just keep building our bank account, and so everybody goes, hey, we got $5 million in the bank. It's not doing nothing but collecting interest, but it's their money, it's not our money. So if we're not gonna use it for services for them, we need to give it back to them. Everybody prides themselves in the country, well, we got $5 million in the bank. Well, what have you done for the city? Not a darn thing. That's why we're having to spend all this money, because the former administration didn't do anything.
You're not supposed to stockpile money.
No, it's not, that's what we're not here for.
You know, I'm a taxpayer in this town, we need to do something. Now, the property right there is the ideal place,
Which one?
the 7 acres, or everywhere
Okay.
I wanna buy.
It's got a lot of advantages. It's on the main road, it's not in a neighborhood. Police cars will be coming in out of there, they won't be bothering the citizens with their police cars. There's plenty of room to expand. We have our own entrances. I mean, there's a lot of, plus we can, we have a place, we have to pay to dump sludge, we can dump sludge.
Yeah, it would be nice if we owned some land
Yeah.
to dump our solids.
How much do we pay a year?
We pay $6,000 for the land we rent now,
Go back
but
to your seat.
we have been told once I'm not renting it, so we got caught with nowhere to haul
Yeah,
it
we was-
all.
we was-
We were
Panicking.
hustling,
Quick,
Is there a way we can get these 3 options down on paper for us to review and go out and look at the land?
At our convenience.
well, see,
okay.
there was an email sent out for y'all to come look at some land, and nobody showed up but one person.
I couldn't make that.
Well, I mean,
I worked.
I wasn't
Earlier.
interested in it.
Okay,
So
but
that's
I looked
But I
at,
don't know if you can't make it or not if you don't tell me. To say, hey, I can make it on this day, I can't make it on this day. We can reschedule. I want y'all to do this. I want y'all to be part of it.
I went and looked at it, I agree with her, I don't think that's really the route way.
The 3 acres?
Yeah, that's the one behind the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yes, yes.
I don't think that's a logical
Okay.
thing.
With you.
I think I'd like to over there better. He could get more money, still left per acre.
And I feel pretty confident about it, even being in a floodplain.
Cause it's the 500 year.
Yeah, it's
What we're
not,
doing, okay.
not the 100 years, 500.
Yeah.
Can we get a statement from that engineer stating that
Well,
we can,
he'll be here.
okay,
I mean, I'll bring him here to talk to y'all. I'm not gonna-
Okay.
Yeah.
that'd be great.
But,
We
we got a kind of a thing here. We need to make a decision on what we're gonna do, if we're gonna do anything at all or not. We keep putting this off. I guarantee you right now, I know that there's a realtor company looking at all 97 of those acres, and there's an apartment company looking at the other acreage. So we're gonna have to make a decision or we're gonna lose out on everything.
Well, it was rumored like Home Depot was wanting to look at.
Lowe's.
Lowe's, okay, I knew it was one
Yeah,
of
there's a big rumor.
There's one what?
looking at that to buy.
This down here?
Yes.
I would like to go ahead with unfinished business item number 1 for tonight, but as far as what you're bringing up about the 97 acres versus the 3 acres, I would like a special call meeting or something of that nature before our next, if you can do something to get us the information that we're gonna want on that.
What are you wanting me to do?
What we're wanting.
We're wanting it,
See, I think if you want me to enter into a contract, I'll enter into a contract.
no, I
Need
would,
some
But I'm
information.
not gonna go there, this is what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna go there like I did last time and get all this stuff and talk it down, and then y'all come and say, no, we're not buying it. I need to know if y'all
But
will.
Steve,
that's
how
what I'm
do
saying.
you-
No, I don't.
If you
Why
could,
not? I mean, we're
Because
the
the thing about it is,
council, and we want
here's the
something
thing,
done.
here's the thing. I go in there and say, okay, how much you wanna spend? $350. You come back and say it's too much. Tell me how much you wanna spend and I'll negotiate that. Instead of me guessing what y'all wanna spend.
Okay. Sam, you want more, what information should we ask him to get for us? on-
acreage,
Okay,
total price,
okay.
And is this on the 7 or both?
Oh,
really on,
Either or, both, please.
Yeah,
So we
both.
can have more than one choice. Total acreage price for both. So we have that, right?
Total acreage is 7, price is 700,000, total acreage is 3,
That
price
was
is
quick.
525.
It's very quick, okay.
But I'm not saying I haven't said, hey, we'll give you 420 for it. I haven't even done none of that, because I don't know how much y'all want to spend. I don't want to commit y'all into a number if you're not willing to spend it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think 700,000 is too much for 7 acres.
Okay, what about these other two? We're on the topic of the 97 acres versus the 3 acres too.
97 acres?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we need 97 acres?
Not really.
I think so.
I mean, that's a lot of land.
Could we-
But it breaks it down the price of $21,000 an acre.
could we see about figuring out how much land we would need for a new, water plant and sewer plant, and then figure out how many acres we do need?
Could all that go
What is
down?
your acreage you need for a new plant?
Oh, you catch me off guard now.
How many acres you have down there now?
Well, I don't know, we probably got what, 3-4 acres down there? About that much.
About 3, yeah.
But we're on the riverbank, and we don't have nowhere to expand. You're making decisions now that might help the town of Carthage.
Yeah,
5
yeah, it's not-
years from now, because they don't make no more land, and what's that land gonna cost 25 years from now? When somebody sitting here may be needing land, you know. We rent probably the lowest point in there where they don't farm. We rent that for $6,000 a year right now to put our biosolids on. But if you did have it all, that would take care of your property for the town of Carthage for many years to come, I guess, you know.
But yeah, a
You
lot
won't
of
be
you.
sitting here having this discussion anymore.
A long time. Go ahead.
3 acres for 525,000, so a little over $500,000 versus 97 acres for $2 million. That's a deal. I mean, I would think, I know we don't need that much, but I mean, we can generate income off of the leases, possibly future things, but if we
We can
consider
actually sell it.
spending, we could,
We can sell it, I mean, we can sell it too. We don't
That's
have
what I
to
was
keep
gonna say,
it.
yeah.
that is what.
We don't have to
Yeah.
keep the land. If we buy it, we can sell it, or we can keep 15 acres for everything we want to expand and then sell the rest of it.
Yep.
But I mean, I just don't see buying 97 acres because we think that $100,000 is too much for 7 acres. I think, you know what I mean, that's a lot of more money to get to back where we're at. $700,000 in this day and age per acre is,
For commercial
especially for commercial property in that location, it's a reasonable price. I mean, I don't know what, we have the numbers, you saw how much some people pay for commercial property up there.
yeah, when I did those price comparisons, now we're talking about the Sunny Hill Lane. When I did the price comps on all that land, the lowest price per acre is what they're asking for the 3 acres on Sunny Hill Lane. So,
Which would that equate to, John? Do you remember?
what, 3 acres. So
Being
it
on
would
the property.
equate to this, at the lowest, what was the lowest of those
This is your
comps
work.
per acre?
Your work.
Thank you. Let's see, calculated 3 acres. So we're at,
if you bought this.
So that would have been kind of what they paid for the Verizon lot.
What was that?
If you take the total acreage and the total cost, and write it into it, the bottom says this is what you were paid for an acre. At the bottom's the way you've got it calculated. So for Taco Bell, what was it, 383 for an acre of land? The bottom.
Yes, but yes. Total three acres comparable to what they paid for 1.18. I've got 925,423.
For Taco Bell.
Yes.
Okay. And then the others you've got listed go from
I've got the others listed. The lowest amount was actually the Verizon lot at 524
Which that
for
was
price
several years
comparison.
ago.
That was several, yes. That's actually not the lowest, but that's more comparative to what we're looking at 525. The lowest was price per acreage 393. 350. So 393,350. I'm sorry, 393,356. And Dollar Tree, that was purchased at 1.43 acres, which they purchased for 187,500 in September 2016. So the asking price for the Sunning Hill properties is on the lower end of these comps that we've got that are ranging from 2016 to 2022. So
And
it's not that bad. I mean, it's
well, the 100,000 is a lot cheaper than all of it. Plus, we're getting for
That's
200,000, we're getting 4 more acres.
Yep. So, what do you want to do? Where are we at?
Motion. It's time for a motion to.
Could, like with Sam, could somebody write all this down and just send us an email that says 94 acres, 2 million? I know it's, and then
97.
97.4, I believe it is.
97.4, 2 million.
And then 3 acres is 700,000.
No, 7 acres.
7 acres.
7 acres.
They
See,
won't
that's
sell
why
us 3.
I would
Yeah, I
like to
asked about
see
3 and they
it.
said no, something to do with the trust and the money. I don't
The
know.
lowest amount the lowest acreage we can get is 7 acres.
That's correct.
At 700,000 for all.
And then, I mean,
7.
Scott and, who's in there with us when we were talking about that? Was it just me and you, Scott? About the land?
Yeah.
And he was in there, we tried, he went a little lower than 7.
Well, but could y'all do that and send us an email? I mean, would that suffice?
I'm gonna study it a little bit, and I'm gonna look at the plan a
I'm
little
with
bit.
Sam on that.
I'm gonna make a motion that we purchase $700,000 for the
You
land.
can't make a motion.
Yes, I can. Look at Robert's rules. You know, I went through MTS, we went through the class. I can make motions. The chair can make motions, I just can't vote unless there's a tie. I
Yes,
can
you
make motions.
I took the class with you.
Attorney Grappling?
That's true.
Is the mayor allowed to make motions? The attorney says the mayor is allowed to
See,
make
that's the problem.
motions.
I took the class.
That's the problem. A lot of people think they know what they're doing. They give you false information. They don't know what they're doing. But anyway, I make a motion that we pay $700,000 to buy the 7 acres down there before it gets away. Got a second? Any further discussion?
I will say, I'm looking at Tennessee Property Viewer. The Walmart Supercenter purchased their lot, which is 13.5 acres, 13.15 acres in 2006. It looks like for $573,000.
Can you say that again?
Walmart purchased that lot, it looks like, for $573,000 in 2006, and that was 13.5 acres,
Sam, you second.
or 13.15 acres. So it was almost 20 years ago.
We're in discussion. I think it's a much better deal. We would come out ahead in the long run for the $2 million for all of it.
Let Scott tell you the nuances and on the reason why he doesn't want you to invest in $2 million in the land.
Oh, okay. That's good.
We are the town of Carthage. We're not a real estate firm. We're not in the real estate investment business. Yes, private individual wants to do it, great deal. But the town of Carthage doesn't need to spend, in my opinion, as a finance officer, doesn't need to spend $2 million for 97 acres. and then get into selling. We don't have any real estate agents on our staff, I don't think. So we're not gonna be, I don't think that's wise use of the money. That's why I wouldn't even consider the 97 acres. That's
Okay.
my opinion. I'm a hired hand, but that is my opinion.
I just
That's
had to
good, that
bring
makes
it,
sense.
I had to bring it to your attention because that was what was offered. I had to let y'all know what was,
Okay.
Today's the first day of the office.
yeah, and it happened today at like, what, 10 o'clock?
We'd make more money on it, but yeah, we're not real estate agents, so, okay. Any discussion on it?
So you're saying what now? You're saying you're gonna make a motion
I
to,
made the motion, it was seconded, motion to purchase the land for $700,000.
7 acres.
Sam seconded it.
well, I don't agree with that.
Well,
I think we need to talk about it a little bit more.
We are, we're in discussion.
That's what we're in
Okay.
discussion right now.
Okay.
500-year floodplain is the best, what's that?
Yeah, if we wanna build,
Yeah, the 100 and so floodway, you don't wanna touch at all, you can't, they don't want you to build in at all. And then 100 years, a lot stricter regulations on what you can do. 500, if you're gonna build in a floodplain, is what you wanna build in.
Well, if much land it is there, we can take some dirt from here and put that.
That's what makes
We're
it
gonna have
easier
to do that.
to be able to bring the fill in and what you take away.
but I think Walmart built down there, is Walmart flooded? No.
Yeah, Walmart's taking floodplain.
They built it up.
Theirs is,
But we have
theirs
to,
is actually
that's part
worse.
of it, we have to build it up.
So here's
It has to
the
be a foot above the flood.
FEMA flood map.
They're all in AE.
Is AE,
So
What's
they're,
AE?
so that is the 100-year floodplain, and then the candy stripe looking part is floodway. Which you don't even wanna build in,
So,
you have to go through a
this
lot.
AE is 100 year?
100 years,
Okay, and what's red, 500?
with one, but yeah, it's 500.
Okay.
So that down at the bottom is Walmart.
Yes.
Okay. And
Walmart is completely within the 100-year floodplain and the floodway as well.
Yeah, they're in the worst part of it.
But they've got the money to spend to be in a floodway, cause you have to go through a whole lot more regulations to be in a floodway.
So we would save 6,000 per year to not pay rent to dump our sludge
Well,
on this
you
land.
wouldn't be buying so
The sludge is separate, but we wouldn't need to have that.
they dump their sludge down here by the river in this property down here.
It's not part of the 7 acres.
Not part of the 7 acres, just up here.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you wanted to have a place to dump your sludge, you'd probably buy this all the way back to the river.
Okay. Okay.
But
Don't we have a conflict because the person who has offered us that, if I understand correctly, is also our city attorney, or
He's actually not,
Not
he's
city attorney.
not you, but
He's the judge.
judge, city judge. I'm sorry,
He's
I knew
actually
that.
just the executor over this trust. He doesn't own the property, he's the executor over the trust.
Which is Randy Wakefield.
I need to disclose I'm also related to that property owner as well. It's the very same. It's the
I think
absolute
fourth
same.
cousins is, you know, that whole.
If we
I didn't know.
if we knocked everybody out for that, we wouldn't have anybody to
Fourth
vote.
cousins, really? Of course I don't know that. Do what, Sam?
I said, if we knocked out everybody because of their fourth cousin, we wouldn't have anybody left to vote hardly.
I feel the need to disclose.
I mean, I appreciate that you disclosed it, but I don't think it's a problem.
Okay. good. I
Any more
agree.
discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
No,
Councilwoman Gray,
No.
Councilman Leftwich,
Yes.
Councilman Petty.
No.
Motion fails. We'll go to the next item on the business. We'll,
We never voted on number one.
they said that wasn't the best option. They wanted the option on those 7. I'll make a motion to buy the 3 acres.
I second that.
Okay, let's discuss that one then.
We need to build a city hall. I'm starting to get concerned about personal liability on not taking care of an employee's health. And I want to do something about it, and that is a good option in my opinion. So, that's what I have to say on discussion.
Any more discussion?
and it's for how much, 525 for 3 acres?
still think the other property's better for you. It's on the main road, and you got more land to do stuff with.
We just voted it down.
I know. I still think it was a better option though, because
It would have
you
been.
got the other.
I'll take the second best option over no option and not taking care of the city employees that are we're forcing them to stay in an unhealthy environment. And at some point, I'm worried about doing the right thing versus not doing the right thing and personal liability. And I want to go down on record as someone who's voting to do the right thing.
Am I right in saying that when they sue the city, they sue the council too?
That's.
But they can't,
that's
we're voting no on-
Stop.
What, you've got insurance, and I would.
Right, I just wanna make sure that they're protected, that's what I'm saying.
You've got legislative immunity. You're generally not liable for discretionary decisions that you make
Good.
as a legislative body. So I wouldn't worry about any liability that you have personally.
That's just one of,
I just wanted to clear
one of
that
my
up.
concerns. I appreciate that.
What are you clearing up?
That
That,
if the city gets sued, you will not be sued individually for what you.
Well, you could get sued individually. It's happened before.
Yeah, but.
you can't.
The city has insurance, and generally there's discretionary function immunity for legislative decisions like this. So I wouldn't be concerned personally about that.
Except for bankrupting the city.
Correct. How much is that insurance policy for?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Generally, it's 300,000 liability, isn't it, usually,
Well, so
from municipalities?
that's what the Tort Liability Act caps damages
Yeah.
for, for municipalities at 300,000. But you've got insurance in excess of that.
Yes.
I mean, what other options are we coming up with? I mean, where's the magic place? What's the magic number?
I don't think any of us are dead set against the 3 or 7 acres, whatever, 7 acres, but we would like to have more time to mow it, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to go out and look at it.
Yeah.
I remember going out there and finding this great spot.
Well, I
up on the
thought you
hill.
had that shady hill or whatever it
There's no
is.
reason for it.
Yeah, that's where I went to, yes, I didn't
Oh,
know
okay.
about this until this other option we just voted
I mean,
down.
that just came up today.
Yeah, I went up there, very good spot that would overlook, you can see it from the bypass, from all the roads. It's in town, it's got the visibility, it's been a concern. Definitely not in a flood zone, floodway, it's definitely not gonna flood. So. Just not seeing any other, I would love more options, but I'm the only one coming up with options, it feels like, I don't know what's going on, like, do we wanna build one or not, are we checking, what are we doing?
I just want the time to get out and look at the land.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking on the 7 acre.
On
I'm
7
with you
acre?
on that one.
Yeah.
I am.
So, can we?
If y'all wanna do that, why don't we get a special call meeting, next
I gotta have at least,
2 weeks?
Give me,
Let me look at the thing.
cause I've got planning next week.
That's
and
right, we got planning next
BZA.
week, they got BZA after that.
But you could do it the week of BZA, it gives me enough time to advertise.
So you talk about the 18th or 19th of
Not,
March?
just not that Monday, let me
The
look.
17th
No,
is
that's
that
right.
Friday.
Okay, so not the 17th.
All right, use this
You
one.
wanna do a special
That's
call
fair.
meeting on the 18th after you've had a chance to look at the land and
The 18th?
What day of the week is that?
it's Tuesday, is that good for
I can
you?
do it.
Yeah.
What time y'all wanna do it? 5, 6, 5:30, 6, what?
I'm good at about any time of the day.
We just tell, y'all pick it, we'll set it.
We also
Y'all
need
pick,
to-
I'll do anything to
We also
get
have a
something
motion in
going.
a second, just so.
Yeah, we do have a motion in a second that we have to vote on, but we'll get this
Yeah,
set real quick.
And that's on the shady,
The
No.
Sunny
On the
Hill,
7th.
yeah, Sunny Hill. Sunny, shady.
I thought we were talking about the land around
Because
Walmart.
I thought
this is for the special call meeting.
But the
Well, the
motion,
motion's been on the table to purchase the land over there too.
you wanna withdraw that
Let's,
motion?
That's
no,
why-
I don't, I want to keep that
We'll
motion.
vote on that and then we'll
Okay.
just come back to whatever y'all decide.
Did I get a second on the motion to purchase the land?
I made the motion,
And
you
you
second.
I
seconded,
seconded it.
yes. So
We've been in
either-
discussion, roll call vote, I guess. is-
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Is everybody done speaking?
Yes.
Now, this is to
purchased the 3 acres for $525.
So that throws the other one out then.
No.
Oh, if you buy it, it does, but I mean, if you don't buy it, it doesn't. I just have, it's on the agenda, just, that's what we're, you know,
Are we ready
Yes.
for roll call?
roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Okay, for Sunny Hill, you wanna purchase this, that's the one behind the chamber. So you're saying yes?
Now, if it knocks this one plumb out of the water, I'd like to see
Yes, sir.
both. Is that what we're talking about there, to look at both of them and?
Here, I got an idea.
You wanna withdraw?
I'm gonna
your motion?
withdraw my motion,
Thank you.
and we'll put it on the 18th to make a determination on which one,
Okay.
if any, y'all want to purchase.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I want to find out. If
18.
we- if
Okay,
we're
we
buying that, we don't, ain't no need going looking the other.
That's what I'm saying,
Right.
yeah.
We
it's
just need a time now, guys, so I know
Oh,
it took a
can we do
motion.
5? Is everybody okay with a 5?
Five works for me.
Okay, fine.
5 o'clock
We're talking 5 p.m.
on the 18th.
Okay.
And I don't know why I just thought of this, but I want y'all to know this. March 17th, the bridge is gonna be closed from 9 to 3. They're filming a commercial on there.
Speaking of the bridge, I don't know if I can even do this. I've had a lot of people ask about striping it again. Is that
Well, that's
state?
T-Dot.
T-Dot, so
Yeah.
they need to do that, okay.
Okay, now the next, I'm gonna go ahead and do the contracts on the mowing, so we can get these gentlemen out of here. Les, you wanna speak on that?
Y'all should have the numbers.
Yeah, they're in their package.
You got the package, they're in your
No,
package.
no, I didn't hand them out yet because I wasn't sure if they were gonna get approved, sorry, guys. Take one down, pass it.
one?
Both bid tabulations,
It
there's a
has
sheet.
both, it has all the bids that were brought in there, and
I work here for the citizens. I take care of them. Daniel done a great job. I have no problem with this. But I have to look after the citizens' money. You know, Daniel, the other one was cheaper. That's the reason why I went with him. Now, that's y'all's decision what y'all want to do.
let's see, but
Okay,
You want, go ahead.
for the 6 months though, if you break it down, is it still the same?
Yes. Well, they got the numbers.
Because Daniel said he bid 7 months. Did you bid 7 months too? Or you bid 6?
I went off of 6.
And you went off of 7.
What do you got?
So you take that 1 month off, then.
I think if you got, Mayor, if you got that kind of, I don't think that's what was happening exactly, but if you got that kind of a conflict, rebid it.
That was gonna be my suggestion, rebid it. It's not that, it's not the conflict, it's just the way that it was advertised in the paper.
And there will be no doubt the way the next ad's put in the paper. There will be no doubt.
I think that's a good
I
idea.
do too.
We need to get to mowing pretty soon.
Yeah, we're
Usually April's when everything
Can we
starts.
not put that on
They
special
we may get them do one in the end of March.
I can't.
It's usually April
I don't
1st to
think I can get
October
2 weeks out of
31st
that.
is usually when the contract is.
But
But if we have to call them in
April
earlier,
3rd.
it's, you know, it's a one-time deal. It breaks down the monthly payment. Let's say it's $1,500 for a week. It breaks down
Yeah, I
for a
can-
monthly payment.
You don't have no
I
time.
can't get 2
Okay.
weeks out of that.
All right.
So we will be.
So we're gonna go ahead and, we're gonna rebid, gentlemen, so you have an
Sorry.
opportunity to,
Do it right this time.
and it wasn't your fault.
No, it's just wasn't put out there.
Word it right.
It was confusing.
So it's like 6 months, 1 year and 6 months. The 2025,
It's a
26
2-year
budget.
contract for mowing
Okay.
from April 1st to October 31st.
Actually, our existing contract says beginning March 15th, 2024 to October 31, 24.
Right, but we moved it back to
As the
April.
Lord gives me strength, everything in this contract will be in the ad, and there won't be any question about it.
That's fine, but I'm saying we moved it back to April 1st because we weren't really cutting it in between the 15th and the 30th month.
So,
I think that we did it wrong. I think we just wrong in the
So we don't need to mow in March? You don't think there'll be any grass out there to mow in March?
We usually do not.
Generally, it's not, but what it is, the day the contract is signed is the day we put on that number. If we signed it today, it would be dated the 6th of March.
But
But the contract doesn't start until a certain,
Usually mows maybe a few days prior to April 1st, give or take, but
You know,
it's usually right around April 1st. And he's done our cemeteries for years. Are we still voting on that one?
Well, we only got one bid on that one,
Oh,
that's,
well, okay. I'm
no, we got
just,
two, didn't we?
No,
We
we
got two.
got, only got one. We only got one bid on the cemetery. We
Okay.
have one bid.
what about other guys?
Thought we had that other bid.
No, that one, that's the one that went away. He wanted $37,000 annually to do the, or
Yeah, he wanted 78,000 to do the.
Yeah.
78,000.
No one knows.
Oh, God.
But we can rebid that one too, if there's any doubt.
I think we just go ahead and, the only one bid that's still there, that's up
I'd
to y'all.
rather keep the boy that we got.
Yeah, he does
We
a-
had no problems, he does a good job.
For which one?
Joey,
No, for the cemetery or for the lawn mowing?
I'm talking about the cemetery.
Okay.
Then I'll make a motion that we approve his bid.
Okay.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Lefkovich?
Yes.
Councilman Petty?
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the decommissioned water intake pump Lighthouse up at Ferry Road. You asked me to get some prices, all the prices are in there for demolition and fencing. Yeah, it should be in your package, you should have the,
It's this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I saw it
Okay,
once.
I didn't have
Just don't know where to put it.
I
It
hadn't
goes
seen it
in order,
yet.
guys.
Already got my order.
I have two.
How much was the insurance? Did you check on the insurance?
Scott,
Scott?
Where we at? What we doing?
insurance on the,
Check on the insurance.
faux lighthouse,
Okay.
the water intake station. It's not a lighthouse.
Oh,
At
she
the
does
present
a lot.
time, the lighthouse does not have a specific premium because it's not occupied. It is covered under a general provision. But if the town elects to keep the lighthouse, we are going to have it listed individually by address, so there is no doubt, no question, and we'll know how much the premium is then. But they could give me a figure for it being lumped in with any of our unoccupied properties. Okay, I can give you an example. Stevens Building is about $2,574 and so many cents. Okay, so I would think that an abandoned water house would be less than that. Once, if you choose to keep it, we knock some more steps down, we put a fence around it, we put a blockade under 16-foot drop, because that was the third item. And then we'll get it insured at that point in time. But I think it'd be below $2,500 because you can't get in, you can't do
Is that
nothing with it.
quarterly or annually or?
That would be an annual premium.
And I don't know what they're talking about, that 16-foot drop under, I can't figure out what they're meaning by that.
I don't know exactly, but I think it's just some kind of a barrier that you can't put a ladder there. I don't know.
Oh, you mean around the bottom so they can't climb it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't get a bid on that though.
Not around the bottom, just under where the steps are. We're gonna knock down
Yeah, I know
a
that.
lot more.
We're
But
not
there'll
down.
be something there that they can't put a ladder and get up there.
I didn't
What
get
that is, I don't know. Dogs, goats, I don't know.
dogs and goats, that's a good idea. Cut the grass too.
No,
Fertilize it and cut it.
That's right. Kill two birds with one stone. I guess it just didn't, I don't know. That's been there a long time.
I've had several people request that we leave it there.
I
Try to explain, we got a lot of liability there.
The same. I've had a lot of people say don't do it.
The same, I've had people tell me keep it, and then so what about the liability, and, well,
They don't think
I don't
about
think
that.
about that. May I address the attorney on the attractive nuisance, is that something we should be concerned about if we build a fence?
If you keep it, you're gonna get it listed on your insurance policy and you're gonna get it insured. if you build a fence, yes, that helps protect from any liability. And I'd probably recommend doing that.
Well, we have to do the following, okay?
As a
Installation of a perimeter fence with signage posted denying entry, removal of a section of the concrete stairs to prevent access from the ground, which we've partially done, sealing off the open area of the removed stairs to prevent entry. That's their goats. If the above recommendations are not viable options, then the town could consider raising the structure. We have 60 days from January 23rd, so that'll hit us in March 23rd, roughly right in there. And we
Which is
have
right
to
on.
sign it and say, here's our responses to the loss control recommendations. And we've already taken some steps to get the steps down.
So you have a fencing bid proposal.
We got a fencing bid, we got two or three, we got three fencing bids, didn't we?
Yeah.
Three fencing bids and three demolition bids.
And you've already done all the things
Well, we
that
had,
required as far as taking the stairs.
we took the stairs down, we don't have a fence up, we don't have any.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a bid for the fence, and then you took the stairs down, and then is there any other condition that we haven't
The
met?
blockade.
Whatever it means to seal off the open area of the removed stairs to prevent entry.
Block the top of the
I
stairs.
don't know exactly, in my mind, it's some kind of a
There's a hole there.
barrier to,
Actually,
yeah,
it's
just
just
so they
At
can't.
the top.
It's just basically
I would
stairs.
prefer
and
the
stop
stairs
right here in the middle of
are,
nowhere.
I
For you to
haven't
block
looked at it.
off, being able to get up to where
Well,
you
the
put the
top.
stairs off, yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I would think, but I don't know.
Someone told me that building a fence and doing this would create an attractive nuisance, which that's what I meant by that.
We talked about attractive nuisance last time, or last meeting. You want to protect against, something that might be an attractive nuisance. So if you see a cool lighthouse looking thing, I as a kid might wanna go climb it and end up getting hurt on it. And, what the law says is that you should foresee something like that happening. Oh, this looks like a cool but dangerous place that a kid might go play. So therefore, you should exercise reasonable care by putting a fence around it to prevent that from happening. That's the legal theory. Well, is that likely? Probably not. But if it does happen, we need to get it listed on our insurance. And in order for it to be covered on our insurance, there are some preconditions. One of those is we have to build a fence, so.
Yeah, they do what they recommend. That's our insurance company that's put that out, so that,
But if you tear it down and put it in the hole, if it don't fill the hole up, we still gotta, something to fill the hole up, or insure the hole.
we ain't gonna buy nothing, we got plenty of stuff to put in the hole from when we dig up the streets.
Do you wanna know the bids on the fence?
Now, they should have them in their package.
Yeah.
Got it.
Back page. Winning bid's 4,600, and the winning bid on tearing it down is 7,500, so.
So it's not really, we haven't contacted anybody as far as doing anything.
So they, I mean, I
And
see
then what's
it's
the
all
quote
on
for
the phone, so they really hadn't come out and,
No, we've had people come out and look at it.
oh, okay. The
We just
quotes
haven't
were
said,
over
you
the
know,
phone.
what we're gonna do, because you haven't told us what you wanna do.
Right. Oh,
This is so much less. We'd have to put up a bond that he didn't finish it, he would have to do it. Well, he's so much less than the other, he's less.
We talking about the 75?
Demolition.
Right, I'm talking about the demolition.
Okay, that's what I said, yeah, I mean, I don't, why would he have to put up a bond?
Well, I'm just saying if he can't do it. Just saying that, you
I'm
know, there's a
asking.
lot of concrete, a lot of wire,
Oh, I know.
rebar in there. Everybody might not be able to tear that down.
Well, he came out and looked at it and said he could do it. I mean, I can't tell the man he can or
I don't
can't.
know, but
I
I'm
don't
just saying,
know
I
if he
mean,
can or can't.
not know what he get into, it. Get a hash
I'm not,
job.
I'm not making any suggestions, I'm waiting for y'all to tell me what y'all wanna do.
I think we need to hold off and see how much the insurance is.
We can't.
We
We have
We
to
need more than
23rd to solve this
$3,500.
problem, or our insurance company's the one that sent us this. We can't just keep putting it off.
Yeah, we got to the 23rd of March.
Yes.
And they just consider it general liability right now because of property we own. They didn't wanna give us any information on a structure that's not a huge structure. I saw the emails about it, I was copied in on them.
And I'll make a motion that we put the fence up and the other two steps that were discussed.
My second.
So put in fence and abide by insurance.
And do the, whatever, the 16-foot, whatever the blockage is or whatever.
Mhm.
That works.
And you seconded Sam. Want to do a
Roll call, please.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gregg?
Yes.
Councilman Lethbridge?
Yes.
Councilman Petty?
Yes.
Motion carried. Any opposed? No.
Did you accept the low bid, is that what?
Yeah, a little bit, the $4,800 low bid on the fence, and then we'll have to figure out what that 16-foot block thing is we're talking about.
Well, Bob's really easy to deal with.
I think we just take the stairs down all the way. There's no stairs for anybody to climb, then we could.
I think that's what the.
Well, I just did what I could with the equipment I had to come in compliance with the insurance company, because I said, this needs to be done. So, okay. Next item on the agenda is unfinished business. We talked last week about raising the pay of Keely Cowan to a 1 step, and we never voted on it. We talked about it, never voted on it. So
I've had several people say no to this, to the pay increase, but if I'm understanding correctly, so I've got fuel to go back to them on, they are taking a step to a higher level, right?
they're getting a 2.5% raise because they're fully trained in the position that they've
All right,
got.
that's what I want to make sure I was getting the right information out.
Yes.
To these people that said no.
Yeah, that same, I've had people, why?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
like, I don't
let's put it in context. Okay.
Okay,
Keely Cowan comes to us with 10 years of banking career as a cashier. Okay, so she comes in August. She starts out at $20.49. She's done an exceptional job, has learned
Multiple systems.
multiple systems, because we're in the middle of a transition, okay? Has far exceeded expectations.
She's phenomenal with customers.
And
I'll
so
agree
she's
with that.
presently at a C5, step 2, $20.49. And I'm asking for her to be raised to a C5, step 3, it's $21, so that's 51 cents an hour. That's a 2.5% increase.
I'll make a motion, we do it.
Second. Anyone more discussion? All in favor?
Do you wanna-
And we'll do a roll call because it's money.
Yeah.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gregg?
yes.
Councilman Lethbridge?
Yes.
Councilman Petty?
Yes.
All right, next item on the business is a new business. It's a report on debt obligations. Okay, you know all about this, but the law requires that we give you a copy as the legislative body. It's a report on debt obligation. We ultimately will borrow $2,160,000, okay? It's at 2.63% interest cost. It is a 20-year note. It is 100% use in the water sewer fund for inflow and infiltration correction, rehabilitation of approximately 20,000 linear feet of sewer lines by method of CIPT, Jerry, jump in if you want, and associated manholes. 61 manholes, I do remember that. It cost us an administrative fee of $18,848. For a 20-year loan, it will cost us $619,998 interest over the 20 years. Annually, it will take an additional right at $140,000 to service the $2.1 million when the project is complete. We hope it to be complete in 14 months. And we've already approved it, and it's there, but that's.
He just wanted to
that's
explain it to you.
Next item on the agenda is to approve the hire of the new police hire. The application should be in your packets, that we have the name and everything you need. So we're not doing number 3?
Motion to hire.
Second.
Is this the only application we got?
No, ma'am. So we had 11 applicants, had an interview done, had several of them that were certified. Not only myself, but also other supervisors assisted with the interviews and narrowed it down to a couple people, and this was the gentleman that we decided we wanted to hire. So he is certified already. He's got a college degree. Currently works in another department. From my understanding, talking to his chief, he does a really good job. So, that'd be my recommendation. If y'all have any other questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So we got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gray,
Yes.
Councilman Ledford,
Yes.
Councilman Petty.
Yes.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries. The next item, we're gonna take off the agenda because, we've got some applications in late and we wanna make sure we get the right person for the job. So we're gonna take that off the agenda for this month and put it back on the agenda for next month. We actually did hire the part-timer. He works Monday, Tuesday, he's off Wednesdays and works Thursday, Friday. He's a really hard worker, his name's Brandon McCoy. He's a real hard worker. He's got, what, 12 years of pipe experience? Yeah, 12 years late doing water lines and stuff, so he's very experienced. So we got lucky with that one. He wanted the part-time and not the full-time, so. All right, next item on the agenda is baptisms at the walking track on Industrial Drive. Remember we talked about that, was it 7, 8 months ago? And we passed around the blueprints. We're to the point now where we want to either, yay, we're gonna do it, or nay, we're not.
Will we have any problem with FEMA on that?
We've already cleared, not cleared it, but we've already got all the steps that we need to do to make it happen. But that will be the last thing that we can build down there in the dog park.
What do we think it's gonna cost?
$340,000.
That's culture shock.
I don't make the prices.
Francisco, bro.
I don't make the prices.
Will it have electricity?
It'll have electricity, it'll be in, it's not gonna be like outhouses.
Can it
Well,
have?
we need a outhouse maybe.
Well, I mean, if you want your citizens to go in an outhouse, get them one.
What I kind of meant was.
I'm gonna knock you out.
We could do away with the sewage plant and give it, everybody an outhouse.
That's right. Bring them back.
It's gonna be like 2 female stalls, 2 male stalls. It's not gonna.
ADA compliant.
ADA compliant, so we can get wheelchairs and stuff in there.
We need bathrooms there.
I agree. I'll make the motion that we do it.
I don't know. I mean, I've got the blueprint, the blueprints are
There's a
down
packet
there.
in there that shows you all that.
That we have in
Yes,
this?
you've got it. I don't.
I included, the drawings from the engineer as well as the quote. Oh, we did the motion?
Why didn't,
Oh,
Sam made a motion?
Yes,
Okay.
What was the motion?
to build it.
Second?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear it. Thank you.
I didn't either.
Any discussion?
Yes.
I pulled outhouses down there.
More than once, didn't you?
Yeah.
Get my big blue things.
Mayor,
So, we're,
you're
if we,
saying to us, go ahead and bid it out, is what we're motioning. Then they get the bids and they decide.
Correct.
It might come in at $700,000.
Yeah, he said, what do you think it costs? I said it was about $340.
oh,
I don't.
I'm pretty
that's-
confused.
That was one of
Thank you,
those,
Scott.
hey, this is what it's gonna cost.
Would we get, could it have some outside outlet? I was asking about electricity, obviously.
Well,
I guess what I was,
I've got a different idea for electricity down there. I wanna do something like they do at the courthouse. Run a station where it has a box where you can plug in multiple outlets to it and we can lock it. That way, if you wanna have an event down there, you can plug in, you can do whatever you want. The church, your church is actually wanting to do something major on the 12th of April, which is gonna be pretty cool. Big Easter egg hunt.
well, okay. What I was getting at was, yeah, if we could,
You-
that's the last thing we can build. I wanna make sure we have some electrical outlets for events and things in the
Okay,
future.
that's fine, but yeah, let's,
But why said we cut off?
lights to cut off.
If we cut them off, one
Oh,
month.
you mean at the dog park? No, once if we build these bathrooms, we can't build nothing else out there, nothing. Can't even put
That-
lights up
that
at the same time. We'd have to put like a temporary stage in there if we want to have
No,
a
but
concert.
I mean,
We can't build anything else, 'cause
That's
there's
not.
no more dirt to take out.
That's not gonna be moving the amount of dirt to build
I mean,
this.
you gotta have a bathroom or you can have anything else.
That's why I brought that to you all first.
Sounds good to me, put it out for bid and.
And then that put like maybe charging ports.
Yeah,
For
well, yeah,
cell
I'd look
Did you
at,
say charging ports?
Yeah, you know. Like
Yeah,
where
they got
you
the new
just-
outlets, you can put, actually put a plug-in or a wire, but do you want to put them out there and leave them just open to the public?
I mean, I.
No, they
don't know.
need to be lockable.
They do.
But what
I
I'm saying
guess.
is, if we build it in that box that way, we could do that, but if we put it on the outside of the building, like John suggested, we can't just, I mean, you have people lined up sitting out there using electricity.
Charge them up before they come. They can charge their.
I like that thought, because I don't.
Or in your car, like.
I think, do we need a water spigot?
There's water down there, we have water down there, but we don't have a water fountain or anything, we have a water thing for the dog park. There's water to run there, we can run water down there, no problem.
Okay.
Because you gotta remember, you're gonna be running water in the bathrooms.
No.
And we can put a
With electricity?
we can put like a water fountain on the outside, like on the outside of it.
But now
Like, yeah,
when
like
we bid it
a little alcove with a couple water fountains in it.
Yeah. Throw in some.
This is just to bid it out.
Okay.
That's up to y'all. Okay, any more discussion?
Can you add a water fountain in what we're just discussing to the?
We can do whatever you wanna do. I'm serious, you
That's
tell me.
what I'm asking.
Okay, yeah.
It's just gonna increase costs.
Okay.
I don't
No,
think
we can't add, we can't keep adding, because the more that we build structure down there, there's nothing left to grade.
Put a stage on the back of the bathrooms.
A water fountain is what I'm asking to add.
Yes, I put that on here and we'll put that out in the bid, to include outside water fountain.
And I was asking about electrical outlets to help out.
Yeah, we can put that on there. Outside electrical outlets.
That can be locked.
Lockable. Now, you want them just on the building, or you want them around the whole park, or what do you want?
Something that we could, someone throwing an event that's authorized to use electricity could plug an extension cord or two to the outside to have an outside outlet.
Myself personally, I don't like that idea, because you're gonna overload the system and it's only gonna be built for so much breaker power. I think we need to run the big box closer to where the event's gonna be, and, I mean, it's not gonna cost that much to put the underground.
And we can build that.
And build that instead of putting that out, because we can lock that box. It's gonna be hard to lock, and people are gonna break the lock off those things and charge their phones and use
Okay.
electricity and all that stuff. And it's gonna be up front in that little circle on the walking track,
Okay.
and we're gonna need more electric towards the middle and the back, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But we get an estimate on that too. Everybody's good with that.
Not hard to get an estimate.
Okay, huh?
I don't have
This-
to get an estimate.
Yeah, we're gonna estimate, and then we need a roll call vote.
Just to bid it out,
We're spending money.
to bid it out.
Yep.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gray,
Yes.
Councilman Lethbridge,
Yes.
Councilman Petty.
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is a pay increase for Cindy Glidewell from a C5, step 13. She was at what, she at step 12 now?
I don't know.
It's a C5, step 9, to C5, step 13. And that's, starting to say Congresswoman Green. Councilwoman Green. That is $2.53 an hour. And to answer your question, that rate is the same one that's on the budget for starting on July 1, but I'm asking for it now because she started the duties on March 1st.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Ah.
Roll call, forgot this money. We gotta stop dealing with money, people.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gray,
Yes.
Councilman Lethbridge,
Yes.
Councilman Petty.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna skip down to, number 7 and 8 because I think number 6 is gonna be another long discussion. So let's knock those two out. Bid approval for 2 vertical turbine raw water intake pumps, which is $193,000. And that's not a want, that's a have.
I'll make a motion that we approve the bid.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gray,
Yes.
Councilman Lethbridge,
Yes.
Councilman Petty.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. The next one's a bid approval for all the water line materials for the, Derek, that covers Smotherman, Carmack, Hillcrest, and Walton. So that's gonna cover 4 streets. And we're paying that out of the ARP money, so it's not coming out of our funds. I believe it's 100 and,
I'll make a motion to approve it.
okay?
That was the 129.
Yes, ma'am.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilman Lethbridge,
Yes.
Councilman Petty.
Yes.
Okay, the next item is gonna be the purchasing policy. I'm gonna let Scott go over that. He wants to see if he'll change a few things in that. And, it's an ordinance that we have to vote on twice, so I'll let him go over it and we can go from there.
Okay, I've discussed this before. In 2022, the Tennessee Code Annotated was adjusted by the legislature because a $10,000 bid limit is very low. And so it gave us the opportunity, if we are an organization without a full-time purchasing agent, so we can raise our bid requirements to $25,000, okay? And that means anything that's less than $25,000, we don't have to bid out. That's one part of the request, to comply or to raise it.
Hold on, I mean, we don't have to bid? No, we still have to get 3 bids. Don't we have 25?
Listen to what I gotta say. We don't have to bid. If you approve this, we won't have to bid after it's been approved the second reading for anything that's less than $25,000, okay?
Gotcha.
The next component of that is, right now, we have a policy in place that says if we have an expenditure between $2,000 and $10,000, that we gotta get the mayor's signature, department head signature, and my signature, and then we have to get 3 informal bids, which we've been doing. Once again, 10,000 is a pretty low figure for that. It's also, we all have to bid anything above $10,000. Well, you can see what kind of bids and the money is. So I'm recommending that we adjust the policy to allow anything below $15,000, we go ahead and we can make action without further council approval. Anything between 15 to 25, that is gotta go through, for sure, the mayor and myself. Everything goes through me. I'm not gonna spend money if we don't have it. The key question is, how much control does the council desire to retain over looking at the money? Right now, our policy is somewhat redundant. You saw that on the bid that you took tonight. We approve it in the budget, we approve the bid, and then we gotta approve me writing the check after they've done the work, which pray we would never do that.
Did I understand correctly that you said you would still go ahead and get bids? It just doesn't have to be approved by the council?
Between $15,000 and $24,999, we'll get the 3
Okay.
informal bids to make sure we're getting the best price, as best we can. But anything that's 25 or more still, by law, has to come before the council. And right now, our law is, hey, anything above 10,000. That used to be the old law. It was amended to increase the amount to 25,000 because 1983 was a long time ago. Okay.
So what he's saying is ours is stricter than the state law.
Ours is stricter than the state law presently, but it still has the difficulties. It's totally up to you guys if you want to adopt any or all of it. Just know, I sign every check that goes through here, and Cindy, we have 2 signatures on every check that goes through.
Which is
And
all
the
public
department head,
record.
all public record, and everything's in the budgets that we approve. It just takes off some of the detail for you guys. But I don't have a vested interest one way or the other. I've been doing it. It's just a little bit more inefficient to do it the way we're doing it, but it's not one of those issues I'm gonna push real hard on, but it does give us some flexibility in the law if you wanna do it. But if you say, hey, no, I wanna see everything over $10,000, good.
But there'll still be 3 people overseeing it, you, the mayor, and Well, I can tell you from experience, our guys are not gonna buy the most expensive things. They're gonna come up with the cheapest thing they can get, because that's what they're used to. They're not used to getting anything expensive. They're gonna go with the cheapest and save the money.
So that would kind of get rid of these
Yes, it would,
which is nothing more than a formality for us to.
because that's what our purchasing policy says.
Yes, sir.
Make a motion.
And if you think it's too much, you won't go with it. You'll be one of the three that has.
Screen, guys, am I willing to tell you no?
Was that really quick, yeah? Just wanna make sure. I don't want you to go with what they want. I want you.
No, it's all strictly finance when it gets to his office.
Guys,
There's no wants
I
and
wanna do the
wishes.
best thing. I took this job because I care about the town of Carthage for multiple reasons. I want to do the best for the town of Carthage, and that's why I can say to you, and look in the eye, I don't think there's any waste. Okay, I would say so if I felt different. And they know I will say so. And the mayor definitely knows I will say so.
He does.
So what you're saying is, we can, that y'all, whoever, can spend $25,000 without calling us or bringing it before the council, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But we've already approved to do that, do whatever it is.
For your bills, right?
We wouldn't, instead of that monthly coming before you, it would say, well, we wouldn't have to do that.
I thought we'd done that though, for some reason.
No, we never, you gotta change the purchasing policy to do that.
Yeah. So, the thing is, we can go up to $25,000. The council's approval is doing the budget, okay? And then anything that's 25 or more, we have to come to you to approve that expenditure. And we have to bid it out.
And another thing that he can't do or we can't do, we can't say, well, guess what, it's 30,000, we'll give you 20,000 today and we'll pay you 10,000 tomorrow. We can't even do that. That's illegal. So it'll have to come to y'all.
Yeah, so the law is written so that you can't finagle things, and my job, her job, is to make sure there is no finagling. So if we don't have it, they understand it, we've trained them on it, they have a copy of the purchasing policy. But it's up to you what you feel comfortable with.
Got a motion in a second? Need a roll call to the ordinance.
Who motioned?
Sam did, and then I think Sam seconded for discussion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Am I right?
that's correct.
Okay, Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gray,
No.
Councilman Ledwidge,
Yes.
Councilman Betty.
Yes.
Motion carries. That only leaves one more item on the agenda, guys.
May I've got a couple small items.
Well, you got, yeah, I know.
I've had a request that, I'll read it. Ask about putting city finances on the city website for transparency. And not the whole breakdown, but just the basics. Is that something that's feasible?
The annual report is always out there. I can do it every month.
Is it gonna be very time consuming?
No. I'll put the report you get, I can put out there, that's no problem.
And our budget and audits are on the state website, which I provided.
Yeah, I mean, it's all public record, has to be accessible, so.
Is that what you want me to do? Y'all decide if that's what
Yeah,
you want.
decided as, you have to make a,
I'll make a motion.
okay?
I'll second it.
Do we need to vote to add this to the agenda?
Yes.
Well,
It's okay, we can. I make a motion to add, can you make the motion? I'm not.
I'll make the motion that we add it to the agenda for
The
tonight.
monthly finance report to the agenda.
Monthly.
He wants to add the monthly finance report to the website, to the agenda.
Second the motion. I second the motion.
Now, is that the only one you got, or you got another one, Sam?
No, I guess it's just a comment. I just got a text, let me get back to it, that when we scheduled a special meeting is the same night as the school board meeting. So I don't know if that changes things or not. It doesn't for
It
me.
doesn't for me.
Me either.
Then I ain't gonna make no motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Wait, you got one on your other motion first.
Can I rephrase that, instead of saying yes, say no, even though we don't vote for it, it's gonna not go through anyway, but I think I'm gonna say no on the 25th.
She wants to change her vote to that.
For what?
On the prior
For the purchasing power agreement change.
But I think, well, we'll just do it that way this time.
Purchasing.
It's right
I
here,
had to
we're
think
not
about
going.
it.
Huh?
I had to think about it.
That's what you're here for.
Tough call.
Yeah, it was, so I'm saying,
All right, now,
Did we vote, I mean,
waiting
we
on-
done, no,
Okay,
but I mean,
you
are
gotta
we,
ask everybody's approval for.
right,
adding
we're done
it.
with discussion on the adding the thing to the website.
Oh, okay.
Everybody good with that? Okay, so that's approved.
Motion to approve?
Yes.
Yes,
Any opposed? No. Okay, now,
motion to adjourn?
we have that.
keep,
No.
That was to add it. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
voted. Y'all are killing
Add
me.
to the agenda.
Yeah.
Now we're voting. to
Now
add
we're
to the
voting.
website.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm following it.
here, I tell you
You're
what.
doing my job.
No,
Let's make it this way, we'll make it easy. Make a motion to add the item of adding the financial report to the website, to the agenda, and vote on one time to do it.
that's exactly what I want to say. That's
All
my
in
motion.
favor?
Ah,
There, now, Gail.
motion to adjourn, what, Sam?
He was making sure nobody was opposed.
We need a second. Well, we have 5 people, and they all say aye. I don't think there's any opposed. I don't think that chair's gonna answer.
Ooh, Lord Jesus.
You motion to adjourn, right?
Motion to
Yes.
adjourn.
she needs a second.
Yes.
I second that.
Thank
Oh,
All in
you,
favor?
John.
Ah.
Aye. Yeesh.
Thanks,